biggest game of the weekend is in the Big Ten, and that is number 4 Ohio State at number 3 Penn State. This is an 11 a.m. kick on Fox. This game feels like it should be a night game. I am so over not being able to flex a game like this into a night spot, because it deserves a whiteout, it deserves the energy. But this is a real pressure cooker of a game for both coaches. Who does it matter more for? If you're James Franklin, who's 1-12 against top 5 opponents over the last 13 games, or Ryan Day, who's 2-5 in his last 7 games.
It's Franklin. Because it's
Ryan
every
Day
year.
Has the Oregon loss. If Penn State loses this game,
but every year they go
10-2
and lose to Ohio State and Michigan. If you can't beat those teams ever, you've had a lot of cracks at it.
I saw
they're gonna turn on his ass.
A clip of James Franklin from 6 years ago where he promised to get revenge on Ohio State, and here we are.
And this is also the one to get them, right? They did not look great against Nebraska last week.
Ohio State has significant offensive line problems, and I do believe that Penn State's defensive line can take great advantage of that. That said, Drew Aller is a game-time decision. And so Drew Aller, the Penn State quarterback, who has been really nice under the new system, under their new offensive coordinator who they brought in from Kansas, he's a little banged up. So, 1, does he play? 2, is he 100%? His backup quarterback is a guy named Bo Pribula, and he took over in the second half against Wisconsin last week and did put together a nice, game-defining drive. He ultimately 11-13, 98 yards, a touchdown, and then he ran for 28 yards on 6 carries. He's good enough. I think he's good enough if Penn State's able to keep this into a defensive slugfest. But if you're trying to play catch-up and Penn State doesn't have Drew Aller, I'd be a little more nervous.
I saw yesterday our buddy Joel Klatt was on, I think he might have been on with McShay, or I can't remember who he was on with. He said that receiver at Ohio State, he said,
Jeremiah Smith.
I have never seen
I've
never seen this.
Scout-wise,
he said this guy is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's he would be in the top 2 receiver picks this year.
Yeah.
And he's going to be back he's 6'4", 230, and he runs past everyone. He's he is ungodly. He's I have evaluated every one of those guys, and Lord knows who they've had come through there with Olave and Marvin Harrison even last year, right? He's this is the guy. And I was whoa. I mean, it was the highest praise you could possibly give a player.
Chip Kelly said that he has the demeanor of a 10-year NFL vet.
Crazy.
Those just aren't things that
they say he's just a force of nature.
Oh, he's got good ball IQ. But the demeanor of a 10-year NFL vet is very specific for a freshman receiver.
You were talking about the questions with Aller. No questions with Will Howard. And I sent them the video. Have you seen this yet? With Will Howard, he is the Ohio State quarterback, and he's playing against Penn State this weekend. And this is what he said in his press conference this week.
I'm stoked. I cannot wait. It's going to be a homecoming for me. I grew up a Penn State fan. I wanted to go there my whole life. They didn't think I was good enough. But I guess we'll see next week if I was.
Papio is twin.
This dude said, I wanted to go there my whole life.
Good enough.
They didn't think I was good enough. I guess we'll find out next week. Think that's
that could be
extra motivation?
That could end up going really well for you, bro.
Really terrible.
Or really, really, really
bad.
Well,
it's going one way or the other, right?
When keeping the real goes wrong might happen to him, buddy.
And he already had one tough forever moment with Ohio State fans with sliding out the clock against Oregon.
He's used up his... they didn't have goodwill for that.
Right.
That's how it is with Ryan Day, too.
Yeah.
I mean, if they lose this game...
Oh, I know.
It turns very quickly into is Ryan Day coaching for his job?
It's very John Cooper-esque, where John Cooper won like crazy there. They didn't care.
No, it could be.
Bro, you got to beat Michigan, and you got to play for national titles.